Let's move on now. Jim and Andrew, thank you so much for joining us. We might pull you back in here before the end of the show. But former CIA operative Mike Baker joins us now to weigh in on exactly what's happened here. And I think, Mike, the first thing that I noticed when people started talking about, the location of this attack and how it happened right after the concert ended is, we have security in place. We have ways of keeping bombs out of arenas like this. But the simple fact is everybody has to leave an arena. And the simple fact is that the moment that concert ends, a lot of that security goes lax and starts to move on. And that's just a prime opportunity for somebody to walk in, be around enough people to do some damage, and set off a bomb like this.
Right. Well, these look, the development of an attack, the methodology involved, whether it's a lone wolf or a network of individuals, they tend to follow the same steps. They tend to follow the same sort of process. So the target assessment, identifying the appropriate target. What are they looking for? Well, they're looking for certain indicators that will lead them to use that location. And in this case, the arena, butts up against the Victoria Station, and there's a very public area that really isn't, it doesn't lend itself to security. And in fact, they look at something like that. They look at the fact that how close can they get? How sure are they that they will get maximum damage because there will be a lot of people? How sure are they that they've got ingress and egress for surveillance? So, there's certain steps that these individuals, the terrorists, go through in determining the appropriate location and the timing. Of course, the timing, you look at this concert and you think, of course, they were doing it because they knew they would have maximum damage. So that part of it is something that the identification of the location site is fairly standard in terms of a terrorist plotting. So that's part of it's not a surprise. MI5, MI6, the Metropolitan Police, Manchester Police, they've got a great deal of experience in all of this, unfortunately. And, frankly, in talking with contacts that I've got, I firmly believe they already know who the attacker was, that they've already identified associates of them. They've been talking to them. I believe addresses are probably, even at this point where we're talking, have been searched or are being searched. So there's a lot of progress being made right now. They'll resolve this. They'll figure out who was responsible. The big question is, who are the associates? I don't believe this was just one person. So there's a great deal of work that's been going on through the night, and I think, frankly, based on having worked with MI5 and 6 and the Metropolitan Police in terrorist operations, I think they've gone quite a long ways already.
Mike, can I ask you, since they seem to be moving along so quickly, and there had been calls in days prior to this by ISIS for soft target attacks, do you think that they perhaps already had their eye on this venue, and perhaps they were tipped that something may happen and they may have already been looking at these people?
Well, look, the MI5 is a domestic security operation there. It's, in a sense, if you want to think about how does it parallel what we do here in the States, it's a bit like our FBI. And like our FBI, they're stretched thin in terms of their number of active investigations. So the likelihood is, yes, somebody, whether it was the individual who actually walked into the site with the suicide vest, or whether it was associates, the likelihood is that somebody in that circle has been on the radar screen in the past. Now, the British police and 5 and 6, they're under the same restrictions that our state and local and federal law enforcement officials are here. They can only go so far with an investigation. It's not as if it's, they just open up investigations, wantonly. So whether there was an active investigation into any of these individuals, I don't know. That would be speculation on my part. But what I can tell you is that we'll have identification very, very soon. I suspect they already know.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, thank you so much.